Guidelines are in this document. It's called the Programming Code for Free-to-Air Radio and TV Stations. I actually did not develop it. It is not even developed by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It's from the Communications Authority of Kenya. But within Section 3, it entrenched the powers of Kenya Film Classification Board to rate all the content for family suitability. We want a family to be able to sit together and view content together. And it is very clear. It recognizes, first of all, the freedoms in the Constitution, freedom of choice. But you see, the reason why we are targeting free-to-air radio and television services is because these are national resources. Frequencies are not personal. They are not individual assets. They are national resources. The media owners or broadcasters are given to hold them in trust for Kenyans. It is expected, therefore, that when they are using those frequencies, they are going to use them to contribute to the building of a peaceful nation, a cohesive nation, and a nation where our children can be treated to the right values. And therefore, the focus on free-to-air radio and TV is different from the pay-to-view. Pay-to-view, we expect that the parent who subscribes on behalf of the family or pays the subscription fee on behalf of their children will be able to choose which bouquet fits their suitability, and they will educate their children. But free-to-air radio and TV is governed by the law. So that is not about choice. You have no business treating or bringing on free-to-air sex talk or talk of adult nature or content of adult nature during the day. You have a law that says between 5 in the morning and 10 in the evening, please avoid profanity, avoid bad language, avoid things that can destroy the moral values of children. But what are we seeing? Mexican soaps, Niger movies. We are seeing stuff that is not appropriate for family viewing. We are seeing stuff that is not good for our children. And when I stand for these things, they are not personal. Before, I've served in public life, by the way. I was the director of information. I've served as the information secretary, which is the highest category of public service in that country.
You've also been the chair of the Kenya Union of Journalists.
I was the secretary general, therefore, effectively the CEO. And before I took over this office to enforce this law, you never used to hear me talking about the watershed period because that was not my mandate. Right now, as the CEO of the Kenya Film Classification Board, my employer, which is the board of the KFCB and the government of Kenya, expect me to do a good job. At least I have started by creating a national conversation. No journalist has been arrested. No producer has been arrested during my time. I've engaged in a conversation that creates understanding between the producers of content and the consumers, and we have agreed. And the decisions that we have taken have been taken in an atmosphere of dialogue as opposed to forcing them down.
One might beg to differ.